Good morning and welcome to the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Happy Monday. Tina, how are you doing today?
It definitely is Monday. Let me just tell you, we have like the best time in the green room. And we start talking. I'm like, wait, we need to do this on
We need to do this live because the conversation is so witty and entertaining. I was like, okay, all right, we're going live. We're going live. Is this on? Is this working?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Well, Angel, you're back home.
I'm home. I went to Colorado. I went to Colorado last week, which was my home for 35 years. And it's so familiar, right? When you land and driving around and go into the neighborhood, it still feels like home. And when we land here and they say, welcome to Orlando, it's like, that's right. I live here now. I'm not just vacationing here. So
when you landed in Colorado, what happened? I heard there was a lot of snow.
It was beautiful when we landed. And within like an hour and a half, the temperature dropped 15 degrees and then 20 degrees. And then it was snowing, like this thick, heavy, wet snow. I mean, totally covered the ground. It was freezing. It was absolutely freezing. But in true Colorado fashion, by the next afternoon, it was all sunny and warm and had melted again. But I woke up that night, my eyeballs had dried out, my skin had dried out. I was completely dehydrated.
You were like,
oh, my poor nose. In fact, we were having dinner with friends one night and I got a bloody nose. My nose wouldn't stop bleeding for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I lived there all my life. I've been out of it for 6 months.
Because all the humidity in Florida, you're so used to now.
So used to it.
And then you go somewhere like that.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I get bloody noses. And
I got a bloody nose. My eyes were dry. I was sucking down water as fast as I could. I was just like, oh my gosh, hydrate.
Your eyes look amazing. Oh. She's like, wait, hold on.
These lashes. People tease me. What'd you do in Colorado? I got my lashes done, right? Because my lash girl is in Colorado. I've tried to find, look at how darling I look.
They look amazing. And not that you haven't looked amazing the last couple of months, but I'll be like, did you put mascara on? She goes, yes.
Hold on. I'll go gallery. Hold on. I got to pin my video so you guys can see these gorgeous lashes.
She goes, these gorgeous eyelashes.
Look at these.
They do look gorgeous.
I know. And she's like, girl, whoever was doing them before, like bad. And
then you got your nails done. You got your hair done.
My teeth cleaned. I got my lashes done. I went to the doctor, got my hair cut. Right. But I put it in curlers this morning and it was just a little too much. So I had to put it back. So
now last week you had your hair like big curls like this and it looked so good.
I had done that with a curling iron. And so this morning I tried the hot rollers and this was too much. So that's why I had to pull it back. So let's say welcome to our fabulous guests on the Angel and Tina Morning Show this morning. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm so glad to hear you had a full weekend, a week of self-care. Isn't it great?
She goes, well, it was a little bit more than self-care.
But it was some good self-care. It was some good self-care. You look like you're taking some pretty good care of yourself. Where are you at, Michelle?
Well, I am shouting out from Plano, Texas. I got a beautiful backdrop. I believe that's in Ocho Rios, which y'all see right there.
Ooh. Oh, it's beautiful. Like, I want to go there right now.
It's a good ocean view. That's my grace place that takes me to where I get to relax and recharge and rejuvenate.
Are you a beach person? Does the beach make you happy?
Totally. There's healing in salt water.
Yes.
Right? Salt water. Tears, sweat, or the ocean, right? Solves everything.
Right?
Yes. Sometimes you just need to cry it out, sweat it out, or just spend some time.
Or put your feet in the ocean.
Yeah.
My happy place is definitely the beach. Angel's happy place is definitely the beach.
Yeah, it's all about in the ocean, on the ocean, next to the ocean. My daughter says, Mama, you come in one with the ocean. It's all about.
How close, are you near an ocean? How close are you to the ocean? No,
I'm in Texas, so it's far. And Texas doesn't really have an ocean. So yeah.
Wait, I know I'm geographically challenged, but isn't Texas right there by the
Right? It has like Galveston and
Texas, right there by the ocean.
yeah.
Galveston, but Galveston's not really an ocean. I mean, it's like the Gulf, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's about 5-6 hours from me.
Okay. Okay. Well, Cassandra, welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Where are you coming to us from?
I am coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. I used to live in Richardson, Texas, so that was real, like my next door neighbor with Michelle. How about that?
Wow. So, Cassandra, are you a beach person or a mountain person?
Oh my God, I love the beach. Yes, yes. Walking along the sand, letting the toes run through the sand. I love all of that. Oh my gosh, yes.
I know. I just moved to Orlando a couple months ago, and I need to go beach exploring and find like my favorite beach. I think that's going to just have to be a job for me. Poor me, right? I'm going to have to go and explore beaches.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's how I got this awesome tan. I used to live in Orlando at one time. I used to be married to a military man, so we lived in quite a few different places.
Right.
So, yeah.
Tina was a military wife.
I was for 20 years. I mean, not
Wow.
anymore. I'm completely now. Just in, so.
But you lived in Orlando, Cassandra.
No, I used to live in Orlando. I'm in Ohio now.
But you used to. I just moved here.
Yes. I used to, and I love to go to Daytona Beach. Oh my God, it was beautiful there.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to start asking. All right, where are the beaches? Which one should I go and check out?
Oh my gosh.
Angel,
yes.
you know, I want to tell you something. So, you know, I'm in the dating world online. I had somebody reach out to me because I haven't reached out to him, and I don't care if he's watching, but like he reached out to me because I wasn't interested. He said that he was going to call into the show because I always say that there's no good guys out there.
He was going to call into the show and what?
And say, look at this BS because I say that there's no good guys out there, but yet I wasn't going to give him a chance.
Oh, are you giving him a chance now?
No, are you crazy?
Oh, no, is he not a good guy? He's not a good guy? Not good enough?
He just didn't, it wasn't.
Well, you didn't click. You didn't click. Like, that's all right. Like, I just think we have people that I
have to click with you. Like, you have to understand.
Which is so funny because you are pretty clickable. Like, you are like so friendly and you're so like you pour out kindness and love and generosity on people.
I mean, hello, look at the lady or the card reader from last week. She was like naming me to the T. Like, yeah. I was like, oh my God.
You just pour out. So the fact that you don't click with somebody, like, that's weird.
No, but I haven't talked to him in like months. And he put a little thing out there and I went to go look at it and I was like, what? He was like, I felt like he was like, oh, you're just gonna ignore me this whole time. And he goes, I feel like
I'm one of the good ones.
Right?
Maybe you should check him out, give him a second chance. No. Are you have either of you, Michelle or Cassandra, have you ever done online dating? Michelle, have you done it? No. Cassandra, have you done online dating?
No, not at all. I'm just getting to know me better. I am dating me. I'm having a ball with me, and I love myself.
I've been doing that for the last
falling in love with me.
It's important, right?
Tina, I give you
that for the last 2.5 years, and it's well, Michelle, you're married, aren't you? Mm-hmm. I want to say yes. She's like, I can't date. I'm married.
Michelle, how long have you been married?
This is my second. It's been 10.
10? Maybe.
Wait, you don't know, Michelle?
Maybe.
It's time goes on. Oh my goodness, I had to think about that for a moment.
Saturday was my 28th wedding anniversary.
Oh wow! Congrats.
Yeah.
28 years.
28 years. Like oh.
She's
oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That's a long time. Oh, look, it's 11:11.
And I just looked at that too. 11:11. It's angel time.
11:11.
I have to think about that now. We've been together, and so then you combine together, married, so you have to do the math sometimes. So
It's hard. It's hard. You know, Angel, you're saying that I'm so clickable or whatever, but it's hard to find somebody who understands like my lifestyle, my my personality.
Right. Yeah. So Jay and I, like when we met, you know, we were young. I mean, we were, and my sister-in-law and I, who got married to her husband the year before I did. Mine and Jay's first date was my sister-in-law's wedding. And so we talk about how young we were and really what did we know? Like how, like to be able to make such a life-changing decision, right? Like everything.
How old were you when you got married?
I was 22. So young, I was a baby.
I was
right?
22 when I got married.
Yeah. And so what did we know, right? Like how, like what in the world were we doing making those kinds of life-changing decisions? It worked out. I mean, it has worked out okay, but you know, we kind of, you know, grew up together. So what we were doing then and who I was then is not who I am now. And I think, yeah, it would be probably pretty challenging to bring somebody into this. Right? Like this is established.
It is, it's difficult. And then you have already been married, you know, you already kind of know what you want and what you don't want. When you were 21, you just didn't care. You're like, oh, you got a good job at McDonald's. All right. You know,
you make me happy, right? You make me smile. You make me laugh, right?
Okay. Do you have a good credit score? Do you have any baby drama? Do you have a good job?
All these questions you have to ask now.
Have you ever been arrested? Like, you just have to ask all of these things. And then you got to make sure that they're not married.
that is, poor Tina has had a track record of, what are they even doing? What are they even doing on dating sites if they are married?
Understand is, what the heck are you doing on dating websites when you're married?
Yeah, that's a whole nother Oprah, right?
And to top it all off, like, this is such a small world. This last person, it was a couple months ago, that I went on a date with, like one time, the poor girl knows who I am and watches our show. And then somebody out on the date, like when I was on a date, like took pictures of us, like paparazzi, and sent them to her. I was like, this is such a small world.
Yeah, it is a small world. That is super small world. That is super small world.
Like, she was like, you know, oh, my friend that knows you, I watch your show, I have your books, you know, and she took a picture of you guys, and I was like, say what?
Yeah, like, that's just funky.
How did somebody even try to take a picture of it? That's like paparazzi stuff.
That is funky.
Yeah, but I mean, I know God has somebody out there for me.
He does.
He's just gonna deliver him via you.
But like Cassandra, like you gotta fall in love with you and get really comfortable with you. Cassandra, give us a little backstory about who is Cassandra, and let's introduce you to our audience.
Thank you. Yes, I am Cassandra Mckissick, and so glad to be here today. I am a mindset coach and transformation coach, and I just assist folks with engaging more online, being present, authentic, just enjoying the experience. You know, it makes a big difference when you can connect with your audience. And so that's what I really try to teach people how to do. That's what I strive to do, and just have a good time when I'm, you know, online. And I kind of do what you guys do. I'm a little unscripted, you know, have some fun with it, and just make it pop. I am the mom of 3 sons, and boys are so much fun, don't you think?
How old are your boys?
I have 3 boys too.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Well, I have one son that just completed the bar for, he's an attorney now. And I have another son that's, other 2, they're also in college. So I'm going to have a businessman. He's majoring in economics, and the other son is going to be a chef. So
oh, wow. Cool. You have your attorney for your business. You have your personal chef, and you have your business manager. That's
yes. And they are so much fun. I'm going to tell you, especially those baby boys. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you, Tina, but I can remember when my son was 3 and 4, and you know how you're getting all dialed up to go somewhere, and he'd come in the room, he'd say, oh, mommy, you're so beautiful. It's like, I love that kid forever, right? And the other 2 are like, you look all right.
my baby, he's in the Army now, but he he was with me because I was going through a divorce when he was like in high school. So he was with me the whole time. My other two kind of moved out of the house, and it was just me and him. So he would, and he's like a mini version of me. Like he loved to, decorate for Christmas, and he loved to watch Lifetime movies with me. So he'd be like, "Come on, Mom," and he'll get in bed and watch Lifetime. He'd be like, oh. Like he'll be like, "Ew, that's disgusting! I can't believe she married him." Da 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 da. And he was like a girl, like not a girl, but he was like my person. But every time I would get dressed up, he'd be like, "Dang, Mom, you look good. Get your new husband." But he still, like to this day, like he calls me all the time. He texts me all the time. He sends me flowers.
Yes, he is that one.
Like he's gonna be that good husband.
I wish I had him first, right?
Yes, trained him up good, Tina.
I did. He's gonna be a really good kid. But yeah, that baby is the.
Oh my gosh.
My youngest is a boy, and yeah, I just loved when he was just so precious. He was just so precious. He's still pretty precious. He still lives with us. So.
Like, he's still precious.
No, he's a good kid. He's a really good kid. He's fun to have around. He's really fun.
Cassandra, do you have a strong-willed child?
Oh my God, my middle child?
It's your middle one.
Oh, my middle child? It is like, who is this kid? How did I?
It's always the middle child. My middle child is my strong-willed child.
Oh my God, he should be like, I wouldn't be surprised if he became a judge. He's the one that went to school to be an attorney, and he has the gift of gab like nobody's business.
I used to tell my middle son that you should be an attorney because the way you debate every single thing that I do and say. Yes, but when he was little, it was so cute. It was the cutest thing ever, and I always tell him this. He'd be in the back seat, and I'd be driving, and he'd be like, "Mama, Mama, Mama, Mama," and I'd be like, "What?" And I'll look at him in the rearview mirror, and he'll be like,
"Oh my God, these kids are such cut-ups, aren't they? Oh, I love them. Oh my gosh!"
And he was my daredevil. Like I had to take him to the hospital like 8 times before he was 4 years old. He never broke a bone in his body, but he would jump off the top of the bunk bed. He would like get on the treadmill at full blast and like mess his whole face up. And he was my daredevil, and he still is my strong-willed child at 22 years old.
Now the firstborn, oh my gosh, he has made me they all have made me proud, but he has so many accomplishments. He's like me. He's very driven, very passionate, and just very relatable also when he's off doing his own thing. And he's gonna be fine. They're all gonna be fine. I'm just so proud of all of my children and all of their accomplishments, because I used to encourage them when they were young. You can be this. I used to tell my kids, you can be an attorney, you can be a lawyer, you can, be a doctor, you can be whatever you want to be. And I always set the bar high because I thought it was so important. So many kids, that I've met, I used to teach, and they'd say their parents never really talked to them about a career, never gave them the encouragement, and I think that's what's missing so many times with parenting. We've got to set the bar. And even if my son didn't become an attorney, even if I didn't have a doctor or a businessman, the point was you can do more, you can be more if you just try, just try. And so I think that's important, because I have mothers all the time say, how did you get an attorney? How did you, it's like, because I set the bar high. I told them, Mom's in college, I have a master's degree, I have an honorary doctorate, and their dad, he went as far as a master's. He didn't finish a PhD, but the point is, we just wanted to do our best, be our best, even though our parents didn't have any degrees at all, and they did fine. But I'm just saying that was just our motivation, to be the best and do all that you can to be the best that you can. When you know better, you do better. It's so true. I got to accomplish that wedding, becoming, better at being married. So hopefully the next time around, it can be like an April or a Michelle.
All right, Michelle, let's give a little history, a little background to you, darling. Introduce yourself to our audience.
Oh. Okay. Are you muted?
You're not muted. Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yep,
I can hear
yep,
you.
and-
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me come into y'all's space and play with y'all in your playground today. So
You play with our playground. I like that. The Angel and Tina playground.
We could have all like little bouncy toys and jungle gyms behind us, right?
Unicorns.
Box. Well, my name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur. Most people know me as the Hospitality Health and Wellness Strategist. And I just help guide people through bringing them a lean, holistic, alternative approach. And that is through your lifestyle, through exercise, through attitude, through nutrition, and of course, through herbal medicines. While the hospitality side is taking you to those top destinations, luxury destinations all over the world. I'm the founder and CEO for MacArthur Accommodations. It's a hospitality, health and wellness coaching and consulting. And I'm also the president for Holistic Herbal Health. We are a clinic and dispensary of herbal medicines, world-class quality teas, and aromatherapies. And
So,
I got it all going on.
Like herbs, like herb, or like herbs,
like
regular herbs.
yeah, like, if you can see like ginseng, like turmeric.
Make sure we get this clarified because people are like
healing herbs.
People or Tina? Tina's like,
Plants.
stuff you
no,
have.
I don't do all that.
Well, they're all plants, right, Tina? But it's through different medicines that help with the healing for our organs. And so my favorite is ginseng. It's one of the top. There's just so many. Turmeric is a great inflammatory.
What is ginseng good for?
Ginseng is good, actually the top 4. It's the king of herbs, and it is good for your adrenals. Your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys. And so majority of people, like through this pandemic, maybe have gone through traumas or stress. And the first thing that gets burnt out is our adrenals. And so it just helps rejuvenate that. It also is for longevity.
Okay. This is going to sound really like naive, but what do the adrenals do? Like, why are they so important?
Well, they're everything about our body but it's like our energy, and it's one of the endocrinals. So it's really an important organ.
I figured like somebody out there like can't just like, oh, my adrenals aren't good. I'm like, how often do we talk about our adrenals? Like right. When does your doctor ever talk adrenals? Like
how are your adrenals feeling today?
Yeah, this was not a word, a consideration in like, I think, until recently, I don't know that I ever heard about my adrenals.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that just me?
The only time I hear about adrenals is through Michelle. So, but one thing that Michelle does is you can show her your tongue, and she can tell you all types of different things about it.
Yeah.
Okay, give us an
I'm going
example.
to share y'all some pointers on the tongue because, that's been something weird that people think is, what? Your tongue. So.
Okay, so what can you tell people by looking at their tongue?
Well, let me tell you 7 things that the tongue will give you indications on, okay? So when you stick out your tongue, what that is, that goes into a little history into old style of Chinese medicine, the tongue and pulse diagnostics, right? And through the pandemic, we really can't check people's pulses to see what's going on in the organs. But through virtual, we can see your tongue. So when you see your tongue, either it's going to be, I'll just give 7 basic ones. It's either dark red. When it's dark red, like the color of your lipstick, dark red, Angel, there's too much heat in your body. If there's no color, the second one, that means there's not enough blood in your system. So you could be anemic, you could see white stars, white lights, be very low in energy, losing hair. And there's the third one, if there's a line down the middle, that signifies hereditary heart issues. Okay. If there's what's this one? The fourth one, if there's cracks around in the middle of your tongue, that talks about stomach heat. Stomach heat can signify teeth and gum issues, digestion issues. What else can I say? The bite marks. If there's bite marks or your tongue is really swollen, that signifies spleen, immune system issues. And let's see, I got two more. Red dots on the tip of your tongue. If you have red dots, that can indicate a person that will have heat in their heart, panic attacks, palpitations, problems sleeping, memory loss. And then the last one, sometimes will have that dip in their tongue. It's kind of like a spoon. And what that indicates is prolapsing. Many times us as women, we don't tonify, and that kind of goes together with the prolapsing and the spleen. So 7 little pointers.
And this is where like ginseng, the king of all herbs, it comes in because what's it called? Adrenal fatigue? Mm-hmm. Is that what it is? Yeah. When you drink too much coffee, right? Somebody told me this. If you drink coffee all the time, then your adrenals shut down because you don't need them. Or
yeah, well, coffee depletes so many
as Angela goes.
I grabbed my water. I probably would have grabbed my coffee, but it's kind of empty.
I know, mine's gone already.
You know, you're right, Tina and Angel. The coffee, it does deplete your body, but from stress, from diet, it takes such a toll. And that's where, you know, our stress and how we handle. So for me, my why is having over 3 decades of progressive degenerative neuromuscular limitation is what I call it, because it's about surviving that. And ginseng is one of them. I have a lot, but each person has something specific. Like for some with heart issues, high blood pressure, there's certain types of ginseng that's not good. There's a hot Korean ginseng that would not be good for somebody with heart issues. The American ginseng is one that nourishes and is really good. So you always have to be really careful with any types of herbs, like anything. You want to make sure that you consult with a professional to make sure that they are tailoring your therapy program specifically to your body type.
Because isn't it funny? Like we latch onto something. We're like, ooh, well, if a little is good, a lot is better. And we like overcompensate and like sucking it down all day long. Like I'm drinking only ginseng tea all day long. And we can overcompensate if we, you know, but a little tends to go a long way. Everything and
everything in moderation.
Huh. Very good. All right, Cassandra, are you familiar with the adrenal glands? Is this like a thing?
Not at all. Now I'm better with the immune system because I have a friend that sells products that deal with the immune system and the importance of, you know, keeping it strong. So I do better with that. But the adrenals, no one talks about the adrenals that I'm aware of.
Okay. So I was like, this was never a conversation before. It is now, it seems.
You don't ever hear about it ever.
No.
I've heard adrenal fatigue all the time.
But I just thought it's because you were drinking too much coffee. Right? Yeah. Cut back on the coffee. And I didn't even know. Don't ask me. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on this show.
Yeah, it's actually how our body it produces the hormones. It's in the endocrinal system. And it's a very important organ in your body because it's just how everything kind of harmonizes together.
Yeah, I did have to look it up, right? I looked it up and it says that they produce hormones that regulate your metabolism, your immune system, blood pressure, response to stress, and other essential.
So everything and I hate to call us middle-aged women because I refuse to be a middle-aged woman.
but Michelle, it's where we are. It's right where we are, right?
Where we are. Michelle, so a lot of our audience members are, 40s and up. What do you suggest they take every single day to keep everything kind of balanced? Because I know Angel and we've talked about this on the show many, many, many times because she's a little bit older than I am, but she's
a lot older than she is.
She wants me to be in her age bracket.
I keep calling her 50. I'm like, I'm 50. You should be 50.
Look, I'm not 50.
It's different for everybody, but I would say that the majority of people, as we age, it's our kidneys. because our kidneys is how we pass our genes down, and that is how we age. And so it is about nourishing those kidneys, and the kidney and liver harmonize together. And because they harmonize together, it's the kidneys are our foundation to our bodies. And so
really, the kidneys.
I wouldn't think that either. Like, I'm like, really?
I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, I would not have thought it was like take, good kidney health, right? That would be the thing. But keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. So, well, when you think about too, your car, like we put water in our radiator for our car to keep the water, to keep the car going. Well, the kidneys are the same. They need to be replenished and nourished. And so the majority of people that will come into the clinic and we start out with is, unless they have too much dampness, which is another topic for another day, but the majority of people, they need to replenish and nourish their kidneys and liver, where the kidneys and liver, that controls your heart, and your heart controls your mind. So when you go in and you start nourishing, of course, diet is so important, which is why I really focus on that lean approach with the lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. That's a big factor. But then there's herbal medicines that are about replenishing and nourishing, putting water back in the radiator of your body. Because how we age, and that's our longevity. So you want to make sure that, from wrinkles, because the kidney control hair, skin, and nails. So if there's enough hydration, enough collagen in your skin for the wrinkles, it's our energy, how we go, it's everything.
I know. I started drinking water. That was like one of my things for 2021. Anyways, it was my thing. And I thought, how do I get more water? Tina has this chug jug that's like,
it's a gallon. It's a gallon chug jug.
Do you use it?
I do. I look at it right now. Like, it's half the
I'm looking at it. Is it collecting dust?
It is.
So mine, like, how do I do this? And so, because I would drink coffee all day long.
Coffee and wine.
Yeah, and then I'd switch to wine. And so now in between, I started, okay, if I was gonna have a second cup of coffee before, I would now add, I would drink my water in between. So I would have, 1-to-1 ratio. And that was how I was getting more water. I've done way better, right? And now it's probably like 2 waters.
Last week was really, really good.
Last week was, well, I was completely dehydrated in Denver. So all I was drinking was water. And so I have started drinking more water and carrying my water bottle around. And when I'm sitting, I think I'm really good at it because it's right there in front of me. But when I'm active and moving, I think I could go almost all day without drinking water. Yeah. Because,
there's certain teas that are good that you could even alternate. Most people know about the green tea because the green tea are like the antioxidants and they're good for you. But what some people don't know is the plant. So the plant, when you look at the actual tea plant, the bottom part is the black tea. The middle part is the green, which is good for so many things. And then the tips is the oolong tea. Oolong that helps with cleaning out cholesterol, for cancers, so many. That's the high grade. That's the one I'm like always drinking, love. But too much of it, it can be drying. So for just a normal person, green tea, I would encourage not to do the tea bags because so much of the life of the tea actually just, you lose it. And they sit on the shelf in your stores for so long. Loose tea is the best. Peppermint's good for digestion. Ginger tea is good for digestion. And what else can I say? Turmeric. I love turmeric. It helps with inflammation.
Yeah, there's those now you see those like turmeric, like milk teas, like you drink it at night, like with the turmeric. And I don't know, do you ever do is it called the golden tea or something like that? Have you guys heard of that?
I take turmeric gummies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Cassandra, how about you? You said you're big into the immune system, like in boosting your immune system. Like, what are some things that you do on a regular basis?
Well, I take a product called 4-Factor, and it's just something you take every day, and it builds up the immune system. What's
in it, or like what it does, or
say that again.
Like what's in it or what it does, what it's like, is it
All I know is that it helps to build up your immune system. So in other words, I know everybody has taken, the shots and everything now for Corona, but before Corona, what a lot of people were saying is build up your immune system, and people were more likely to die because their immune system has been compromised. And just like the adrenal gland, no one talks about it. So it's like the immune system, what the heck does that mean? It's like you hear that word being buzzed, but what does it really mean? And so basically, the immune system is important to every system in your body. So if it's compromised, you're more likely to be sick all the time, more likely to have diseases. And when you take care of your immune system, everything is strengthened. So you're less likely to get the different types of diseases. And even if you have gotten a Corona shot, you still need to keep something, to, maintain the health of the immune system. So I'd have to send you information on it.
I'm going to ask about sleep, right? Because this was about, kind of like supplements and water and stuff. Do you guys, are you like sleepers at night? Are you nappers? How about you, Michelle? Do you sleep at night? Do you take naps?
This is my new thing that I've really been working on, because for me, most of the time in the past, it's always been about go, go, go. And so I have to start practicing what I preach. And as we get older, is make sure you're getting enough sleep in that REM. And it does tie into even immune system, believe it or not. And that comes from our spleen, and making sure your spleen's happy, because again, where it goes in, all of the organs harmonize together, and you've got to have sleep to restore your organs to go through. So yes, I try to get, now lately, I need more sleep. That's my self-care, because I pushed myself for so long to not giving myself that extra sleep. And plus I don't want the bags under the eyes, right?
Right. My son works at a restaurant. And so he, doesn't get home until after midnight. And I like to know that he's home, right? I just like to know that he's home.
Staying awake until.
Yeah. And so he would come in at night and let me know that he's home. But I'd be sound asleep and he's freaking me out. Like he'd come in and it would startle me. And every night it would startle me. And so
you wouldn't be able to go back to sleep.
Right. And now I've got all this adrenaline rushing, and I'm not getting a good night's sleep because I'm kind of awake waiting for him, but then doze off. And it was we were getting into this really bad routine. So I keep this is my new system, is I keep this light on that's like I can see, like under the doorway of my bedroom door, I can see the light is on in the family room. So I can kind of see, if I look at my door, I can see the light on. So now I told him, when you come home, just turn the light off and I'll know you're home. And the other night I woke up, it was 2 a.m. His light was on. I'm like, why didn't he turn the light off when he came home? Oh, nay, he was not home.
What?
He was out.
Ooh, Michael, you in trouble.
I texted him, and he had actually texted me to tell me he had gone out with friends. He had left me a text. So, but yeah, so instead of him, because it would startle me and disturb my sleep. So now I can kind of wake up. I kind of see the light, and I don't have to fully wake up. How about you, Cassandra? Are you a big sleeper? Do you take naps?
Yes. It's funny you should mention that, because part of taking this immune system pill is that it does help you with your immune system. And, as women, especially as we get older, we have problems sleeping. And that's one of the top things it's done. I don't wake up as many times at night as I normally do. And it's actually helped me with my urinary tract, because as you get older, sometimes that area weakens. And so it has strengthened different parts of my immune system. So yes, I absolutely sleep better, sleep a lot more sounder. And I am so glad, because I have years of sleeplessness and I hated it. So this is so much better. Thanks for asking. That's a good point.
I mean, I think it's something we forget about. We think we can just go. And,
Yes.
but it is, I think as we get older, we do realize
I've
like how
always
much
had trouble sleeping. When I was younger, I was good. I was able to go to bed at 7, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning with the kids. Like now I'm like, I am so glad I do not have babies at 40 because there would be no way. Like I can barely get 5 to 6 hours of sleep now. Like I wake up, I can't go back to sleep.
Do you nap during the day, Tina?
No, I cannot. I am not that person that lays my head down and goes to bed, sleep like that. It takes me like an hour, 2 hours to go to sleep. I got to spray like lavender spray, put my white noise on, drink chamomile tea. Like I got to do this whole thing.
Oh, not me. I lay my head down and I'm out. Yeah.
I can't do that. Like I have friends who are like, I'm going to take a little 20-minute nap and they're going down. I'm like, 20 minutes? It'll take me 20 minutes to relax my brain.
I put earplugs in and it's almost like, it's like a sleeping pill. Like the earplugs go in, it's time to sleep. Like it is like this weird.
That's where I have my white noise. I put my white noise on and that's kind of like, okay, it kind of drains all the noise out. But still, I just can't.
Do you do white noise, Michelle?
Sometimes. I mean, if I've got a lot going on, the ocean, I have to have the ocean as far as, but I was going to tell Cassandra, you know, you're so right. The herbs, they actually work as an adaptogen to our bodies. And what that means is that it adapts to your body in certain ways that your body needs it. And so if your body needs to be with sleep, you know, or if it needs to be replenished with energy, then it balances out working in those areas. That's one of the caveats and neat things about that.
I have a friend who, when we used to travel, we used to do these group events, and he has to have a box fan, you know, one of those big box fans.
Yeah.
Like big box fan.
Yes.
And so we would land.
That noise?
Yeah, we would have to go to Walmart and buy a box fan. Like that was like for airport box fan, whatever you're doing. Like we had to go to Walmart and get him a box fan because they're like $20. And he didn't travel with one, and he would just leave them behind at the hotel or whatever. So he would just like, this was one of his things that he had to have. And it had to be a brand new box fan because he's a little bit of a germaphobe too. And so we couldn't even like borrow one or no, we had to stop. And it was like this. I
have to have my fan on too, because I have to have it cold, dark, with no noise except for my white noise going on. It's very, like, my person who I marry is going to have to like accommodate to my.
I know, right? We have all these things.
Sleep habits.
Okay. All right. So ladies, we've had like a lengthy Monday morning, like let's be healthy conversation, right? Michelle, tell our audience some exciting projects you've got coming up, how they can work with you, things you've got going on.
Well, I'm excited to say that I'm revamping my website. Shout out to Iram Rashid Jones, who's with Knox Media. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Iram. And she's actually revamping it just to better navigate through what MacArthur Accommodations does. You can find me on all social media. I've got a gift for everybody that if you want to hear a little bit more about what your tongue is, I say text tongue, and that's TONGUE to 66599. You can reach me via Holistic Herbal Health or MacArthur Accommodations. We do private consultations, tongue analysis, and we set up herbal treatments at Holistic. And for more of a day-to-day walkthrough with coaching on lean areas of just to be healthy and attitude, lifestyle, that's where MacArthur Accommodations comes in, and to do pantry makeover, exercise treatments, anything that is really specific for you to have and achieve optimal health. So,
Michelle, do you do like before and after, like, okay, 90 days later, or like how long does it take for your tongue to change?
It depends on the person. And in addition to the certification that I have in traditional Chinese medicine, I'm finishing up at the end of this month on an international health and wellness certification as well, to kind of just walk people through. But how long does it take? It could be instantaneously, as far as right away. If your blood is that weak and we nourish it, you're going to notice it like right away. But what I tell people is that it really depends. Take a look at how long you've been dealing with an ailment. And if it's been years, then kind of take a look at that could be the progress of what's going to be for your success. And sometimes you have to go through the hard times, because as we nourish your system, we then need to make sure your body's strong so you can handle the detoxing, because detoxing can feel like you've been run over by a freight train.
Yeah. Right. When it's all coming out. I remember one time I had a microdermabrasion, some facial thing.
Microdermabrasion.
And like in the next week, my face totally was totally breaking out. Like every day I'd wake up with like 5 new, like I had like the whole thing. And I went back to her and she's like, yeah, that's the toxins coming out. I'm like, yeah, I didn't care that they were in there. And I'm like, I kind of liked it better on the inside. This not working for me.
It's, and the skin is controlled by the liver. So that's another part of the organ that goes through, but you've got to get them out, because if you don't, then what happens is it catches up with you. And, who wants to be, what's it called? Centurions, now that people are really about being healthy and just living that long life. But, do you want to be humped over and have pains and not have the energy and just really be, a couch potato? Or do you want to be getting out and living life to your fullest?
It's funny when you say humped over, all of us went.
Me too.
So this morning I was on my Peloton, and the gal was talking about somebody else that she follows. And she says to, let's see, how's a good word? What's a good word for this? Chest up.
Perk them up. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But she would say it.
Yeah.
Like the TNA word. Right. Up. And so she's like, I made her, it was her, like a friend or somebody she knows. She's like, so I made her this cross point. Remember those little needle point cross stitches? Cross stitch, right? And she said, I made her this like old fashioned cross stitch. It had all the little dainty little flowers, all them, but in the middle it says, tee up.
What? Look, I just went like this.
She's like, it just, reminds you to put your shoulders back, to elevate, to sit up straight. But come on, girls.
It gets rid of stress through that right through here. And when we talk about, back to the endocrinal, I'll close you with, you got this thought, is how our gallbladder is one of the biggest part of the lymphatic. And that goes into the stress that we carry in our neck and shoulders. But in addition, what's so important is we spend so much time looking down from our phones to the computer to even, I encourage people to kind of just look up. And, if just use, instead of with your head going down, keep your head this way for the cervical part, because it's all about that energy. And then just look down with your eyes.
Connie Ponturo, she says to use your eyes when you look up, like, and to look, it'll help you to like.
My whole back, middle of my back just kind of like tingled.
Yeah. And Connie's great. She knows. It's like, I love doing her stretches and everything because it's so important. It helps move the herbs. So, you can either move the herbs through acupuncture, through chiropractor, through stretching. Pilates is my favorite, but also cupping. You guys have seen me from time to time. My beautiful sister.
Yeah.
It's the cupping is great. It just helps push through all the toxicities and the herbs. So,
oh, fabulous! All right, so tongue. Text the word tongue. What's that number again?
66599, and just TONGUE. Or you can just reach out to me via any of the Facebook, or social media. I'm on LinkedIn a lot.
Okay. How about you, Cassandra? What exciting projects are you working on? How can people?
Listen, I am so glad you asked, because this coming Friday, I'm actually interviewing one of the actors from the hit show Empire. If you all remember that, this coming Friday at 5 p.m. So I'm so excited about that, and looking forward to eventually. He's now producing, and so looking forward to having some type of part in a future a future project that he is offering. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm into real estate now. I'm excited about that. I'm also going to be having my program that I've been updating. And I'm excited to be able to offer a new version of that, and basically money attractions, how to put some money injections into any program that you may be offering. So it's on and popping. Reach out to me on social media, any of the social media platforms, you know, basically Facebook, of course, that's the big one. Instagram, I'm hoping to start doing YouTube real soon. And of course, hopefully get the lighting a little bit better. And so you can reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm always looking for guests on my show too. One time, I didn't get to mention this, but I used to do television back in the day. And then my dad got really sick and just stopped doing a lot of things, only because I only have one dad and wanted to spend, you know, the last days with him. And unfortunately, he did pass last year, but I've got some exciting memories just because he was such a wonderful man. So yeah, just reach out to me. And I am available to talk to people. And I've got a big project for Mother's Day. I'm still looking for speakers for Mother's Day. I love to do a project with women, have them come on and engage and talk about how they feel about mothers and how they feel about motherhood and their own moms. And so if you know anyone that's interested, please reach out to me. Thank you so much. You guys have been so awesome. I appreciate you, Angel and Tina, for having me on the show today. It's been awesome.
Show, Cassandra.
So excited to have you.
When is it?
I'm sorry, when is what?
Yeah, what days are your show on?
My show is mostly on Tuesdays and Fridays are the big days. And then I always have some like cameo pop-ups that happen, but basically Tuesdays and Fridays are the days that I have my show on. So Tuesdays usually about 2:00, and on Fridays, 5:00.
Love it.
Cassandra, we have a great resource if you're ever looking for guests for your shows, for your events. It's a Facebook group, and it's our media matchmaker group called Need a Guest.
Okay.
If you go there, you can post your requests, you know, what you're looking for guests.
Cool.
Yeah, and Tina has a great, right? She, if you want to be added to Tina's podcast directory, we're always looking for people who have shows and are looking for guests to add to our own personal directory.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah. Right?
You guys rock. You really do.
Well, ladies, it's been super fun. What a great start to our week. You guys have been, very engaging. And I think health and wellness is something that we are all more aware of and conscious of now that we've all been sitting home for a year, boosting our immune system, what our new lifestyle looks like and how to take better care of ourselves. So you guys have been dynamite. Super fun to have you. Super fun to have you here this morning. I'm Angel Telsey. I am your media matchmaker, helping you to create more visibility for your business, your book, or your brand through the power of media interviews. And you can grab my complimentary starter guide at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. Has a full year of press release headlines or press release ideas, a full year of attention-grabbing headlines to send to journalists. Also has guaranteed media opportunities, so you can get that ball rolling, just everything you need. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. So grab that at makeyourbigimpact.com, and make sure you guys put on the last Wednesday of the month on the calendar for our next Connect Virtual Summit. You can enroll at connectvirtualsummit.com. This month, we're focusing on building those relationships, team building, customer service, all the people elements. And Miss Tina is one of our featured speakers. And you can enroll for free at connectvirtualsummit.com.
I love that. I love that we've decided to do it that way in those kind of series, because so many people reach out to me and we're like, what's this month about? What's this month about? And you're able to, by the end of the year, have everything that you need for your business. So I like that. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, also known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with attracting the right clients, knowing how to connect to them, or even if you just don't know how to convert them into clients, I have a complimentary guide that'll help you grow your audience, organically, online and offline. Connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships and turn them into paying clients. You can grab that guide if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. We hope you guys had a great day today. We hope that this brought you a whole week's worth of health and nutrition. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. We are so grateful to you, our audience, for being our loyal fans. We hope we brought a bright start to your day, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.